Whoa. I'm happy to be alive. Well, I'm happy to say I'm breathing. Well, I'm happy today. Well, I'm in a decent mood anyway. I don't know if anybody will show up or not. I know Gideon said if he was to come in, if he caught it live, somebody had said, or he had, Gideon had said if he was in the live, he was wondering what I thought about dreams. There ain't nobody here right now watching, so I'm just kind of like talking so that, it's not just empty, no noise or no talking or no, Of course, if I got to do something, I'll get up and walk away from the camera, but I tend to I try to give it, now I scheduled this, and of course, I just scheduled it today. A lot of people are probably working during the day and stuff like that. Hey, Blue Beetle, or Bleed Blue. I mean, sorry, I don't got my glasses on, but I knew when you popped up what was up. Yeah, man, I've been personally. Personally, I think our government knows exactly what's going on. They're just not telling us. Because the fact that they can say they're drones, like, I don't know. I'm trying not to pay too much attention to it, but I know what I think. Yeah. Well, I knew Bleed Blue, but I said Blue Beetle like that dang DC comic character or something. I don't even know about Blue Beetle except they made that movie, and he wasn't like a big popular character, I guess. But they made that movie, and I think it did all right, but it didn't do that great. Anyway, yeah, those drones. I was talking about this earlier this week in a chat. And I made a video discussing what I thought for my second channel, Greycloudy's Thoughts, which is very small. It says I think I got 18 subscribers over there now. But like I think personally, I think it's distraction of some sort, or like. Now, I seen something in a title last night of a video of a channel I watched, Redacted, but I didn't watch it. Like, it was saying, like, how I guess the military is saying, or the state police or somebody in New Jersey were saying unknown frequencies. So, like, you're going to have, like, they're still trying to. I saw one thing where it's one of three things, but I think it might be that Project Bluebeam. They want us to think it's UFOs. I'm not saying there isn't UFOs or some kind of other beings out there that might be watching us, but I suspect that if they were, after all this time, why would it just all of a sudden be this much going on? I don't think it would happen that way. Personally, I tend to think that they're testing out stuff that the military has for whenever certain things happen. That's my personal. I think they're ramping up to round us up. Like if you are going against their whatever, or you're in wrong think, or you're not taking the this or the what I'm talking about. if you're not taking said medication that they're trying to mandate or something, whatever, then they're going to use whatever they can. They're going to try to round people up. What better way to try to round people up, especially if you got big ass drones that probably are capable of holding a lot of different like firepower. And so people don't want to make the move or be, you know what I mean? They can go into rural areas and just like, anyway. I don't mean to ramble on, and you brought it up. I was just thinking about it. Yeah, because there was the theory put out there that was Iran, like off our coast somewhere. I tend to think that it's that I think there's inside people from other countries in our military now, and I tend to believe that there's some colluding going on with outside governments to infiltrate this place. Yeah, and amnesty, I'm more about peace and stuff myself, yeah. But hey, Barbara, how you doing? Or is that Barbara? Or sorry, I saw it wrong. Balsara, if I'm saying that right. Balsara, 675. Balsara, okay. Amnesty, yeah, peace and but Bleed Blue had asked me about the drones, and I was just talking about them. If y'all could, while you're thinking about it, or while I'm saying it, if you hit the like button, I appreciate it. But if you don't, it's no big deal either. I don't know. I just try to remember those things like you used to. Well, I mean, I don't do or on my videos. I used to never say anything like that. Like I didn't even ask people to subscribe or like it. But I know that from time to time, it's easy to go through and just be watching videos and forget, especially if you're not already subscribed to somebody. But like if it's a bigger channel, like a channel that I don't really subscribe to, but has a bunch, like say thousands, like hundreds of thousands or a million or more subscribers, every once in a while something might pop up and I watch it, but I don't necessarily subscribe to that. If I'm subscribed to a lot of channels that are people I actually communicate with or used to online, like on social media. Some of the channels now, like I only communicated with on Instagram, and since I'm not on that, haven't been since the accounts were hacked. A lot of times their videos still pop up in my feed, but I don't get a chance to watch everything. Anyway, I hope I'm not boring you. Chime in the chat, Bleed Blue, you asked me about the drones. Balsera, if you're there, may I ask how everybody's doing today? If whoever's still there. But hey, are you there, Bleed Blue? Did you? Speaking of not thinking about the drones, right before I went live, a channel I do subscribe to that I have been keeping up with here for a little while because he had popped up a lot in my feed for a while. Off Topic Show, he's live right now. He might already have ended. No, he was live. He'll go live like real quick just to break some news to you. So apparently, Nancy Pelosi's in the hospital. And this comes 2 days after, did y'all see all that where she got booed off that stage, doing that Katie Couric interview. Now, I don't know what it's about. Really don't care. I mean, I don't wish anybody, even the worst of people, well, I don't know. It depends. But I'm just kind of like, I'm just going live just to see who comes in, who might want to chat or talk. If I'm beating on my bucket and, and always feel free to communicate with each other in the chat. I really like seeing that. Sometimes we, like earlier this week or something, I think it was, there was some good interaction in the chat. Like it was an afternoon chat live I did. And you had, Bleed Blue, you were there for a minute. and Tomcat, Tomcat's World. He was in there, and I hadn't communicated with him in a while, so that was good. And there was a lot of banter back and forth, like positive stuff, like not just somebody. There wasn't any trolling or anything like that, and people being respectful and talking to each other. So what I'm saying is, if I'm babbling and not on any specific topic, don't be afraid to like bring up something in the chat that we maybe, I think I posted that when I shared this in the create in my community. Now somebody did already comment that if they show up here, they were interested in what my thoughts on dreams were. That's a good one to think about. Like, I don't know what you guys think. I think dreams can be many different things. Sometimes dreams are our unconscious self telling us something that we do know, but we just don't know it when we're conscious. And sometimes it may be communication from the other, the other side, such as a vision or something. Now, there's a different way. Like some visions are like come to people while they're fully aware, like conscious during their day, like But I know plenty of times that sometimes guidance or people can interpret some dreams as a guidance or something, depending on what it is. And then I think sometimes there's probably some dreams that may not have any real particular, other than it's just your brain doing a process of something, activity while your body's sleeping. But I thought that was a good one to bring. Like I just know that Gideon had said if he was here, he was curious about what I thought about dreams, because he had brought up, he's reading Carl Jung, which I've read back in the day. I know when I was in my 20s, going in my between 20 something and 30 something, I was doing a lot of, research into my own exploration of different psychological stuff, spiritual stuff, other cultures, religions, all that kind of stuff. And Carl Jung was someone that I was turned on to by like an older hippie guy. And then, when I'd go to libraries and stuff, I'd find different books like that. Now I can't recall and then there's somebody I subscribe to here and then friends with Mike Maranatha. He's real big on Carl Jung and his philosophy and his works. Actually, Mike does some interesting videos based on a lot of the stuff he's read from Carl Jung and some other sources, but I'm trying to think what it's called. There's one that's, anyway, I see there's several people here. I hope nobody's having trouble communicating if they're trying to chat. If you're having any trouble, hopefully I'm seeing it. There's been several people chime in the chat, and I see it. A couple people. Bleed Blue has chimed in, and so is Belsera 675. Now I don't know who's still here or who ain't, but I hope. Like I said, my intention is not to bore anybody. Part of going live for me is like, it's kind of just to have real interaction with people. I live out in the middle of nowhere. If anybody's watched the channel for a while, you've probably heard me talk about taking off walking. I live right on the edge of if you go out to the main road and take a left, you're right in Eider. Like the sign for the new town. Hey, Edmund, how's it going? Or Edmund, yeah, Ed. I've been thinking about you lately. Hey, Teresa. I remember you texted me and said you was on hold. I can't stand dealing with the Social Security office. It's like, especially on phone. So the past week or so, you've popped up in my thoughts, Ed, just because, I hadn't seen any comments, or I did go live earlier this week a couple of times, and I did, like if there's somebody that has been kind of in the comments or something, and then all of a sudden you don't see them for a while, you wonder. Like there's people that at one point a year or two ago were like commenting every day. There was this lady in Tennessee that was an artist and older, and she had shared a lot in the comments and stuff. And I know she was older, and it just I haven't seen her in a long time. And so, because you don't have a definite outside connection out of here, sometimes for me, I wouldn't know necessarily what's going on with you guys. You know what I'm saying? But it's always good that when, especially if someone I haven't talked to in a while, and when I do go live and they pop up, it's awesome to see someone like maybe that I haven't seen lately on a video comment or something. Like Bleed Blue, when he sees me live and he does catch it, he'll come in at least for a little while. Y'all can see up there in the chat, he's a moderator. Like if he's there, he knows how to handle things that people get understand. Back months ago when I was doing some live streaming quite a bit, and especially on a Friday or Saturday night, like in the evenings, we would have like quite a bit of trolling, which I personally, depending on what was being said, there were sometimes people would take comments down because they thought they were personally attacking me. And I was realizing like it was usually something that it wasn't offending me. What I don't like is when people come in, like there was sometimes people would come in and just keep saying the same thing over and over, and they called that, I was explaining that could be called spamming. Or sometimes someone would come in and just be like, putting a comment in there that was completely off the topic of whatever we were discussing or the whole atmosphere of the live, Oh, I'm sitting with the chickens and goats. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. See, I was talking earlier before you guys showed up that I love when I see back and forth communication in the chat, not just people like watching, or the only time they're in the chat is asking me a question or something or responding to maybe what I said. I like to see the community, as small as it is, communicating with each other in live, or even sometimes occasionally I notice when someone else will hit like for someone's comment on a video. Now, they don't happen a lot, but you know what I mean? Like other than me, like when I see that you commented, I'll hit the heart and then I'll hit the like. But sometimes people have commented on videos where other members of our community have chimed in or either hit the like button. It's like, but yeah, so like I said, Gideon had commented that if he was here, he was interested in what I thought about greens. So if you weren't already here, Ed, when I was talking about it, or Teresa, I was talking about Carl Jung, and so Gideon had said that he'd been reading Carl Jung a lot, or here recently, and he's a younger man. The subscriber I'm talking about. So I don't know how familiar he is with Jung or if he's just kind of discovering it. But like he's evidently, he was asking me what I thought about dreams, and of course he has his own thoughts. And all I was saying was I think that dreams could be a lot of different things. I used to think that when we went to sleep, we were actually traveling somewhere else. And I think sometimes maybe some of us are. Something that I haven't done in a long time. And a lot of times when it would happen would be like me not even trying, but the lucid dreaming stuff. I know that if you try to practice like becoming aware of yourself, becoming aware that you're dreaming, and be like, well, the Toltecs teach like the art of dreaming, like is about like when you're asleep and you're dreaming, like learning to like one of the ways to learn to become conscious in the dream is trying to find your hand. So like if I'm in a dream, which I haven't tried to do that in freaking years, but it's interesting stuff. Like because I've only had it happen so many different times, and where I'm almost. It seems like every time I become conscious that I am dreaming, it's not very far from me that I wake up. Like within a short amount of time of me going, wait a minute, seems very real, but there's something that happens in the dream, and I realize, wait, I'm asleep, and then it's just moments later that I come, and I always hate that because just as soon as I'm grasping that, I'm in that conscious, awareness that I am dreaming. But according to the Toltecs, even in our waking state, we're still like the main function of the mind is to dream. So even when you are awake and in the physical, your mind's still in a dreaming process. I'm no expert though, I don't think. And like I said, I hope if I get to rambling about anything, and always feel free to say, hey, what about this or that? Like, not meaning that I'm talking about anything wrong, but especially if like right now I'm not rambling. But there could be times like if you were to catch me on a live and I'm like, say, got a decent buzz or something, like I may be just off the map or just having fun, and somebody might want to bring it, like if someone takes the time to be like, hey, I really would like to talk about this or that, then I try to adhere to it. But I don't know what you guys think about dreams, but I do think that sometimes dreams are probably very much something meaningful, and then sometimes it's just a process of our brain firing off during the body's sleeping rest. I hope everybody has been having as good a week as I have. Now, I know some of you might have not had as great a week. Now, if you know anything, that over the weekend, on Saturday evening, I got a little sick, and it was all my own doing. But then that led into the Sunday morning, and that just kind of like made Sunday just wasn't all that particularly a great a day, and I wasn't feeling all that hot, especially because it was stomach issues. But I knew that it wasn't like a virus or something. It was all about what I had done the previous day. And so I'd said in my mind, I was like, okay, Monday, because I knew that I just needed the rest Sunday. And then that Monday, I was going to start this week off with and that's what's been going on every day. So my only thing I'm thinking about is, so far today's wrapping up the week in a good way. So I'm kind of like, is Friday am I going to go through Friday as a good, the beginning of the weeks took off pretty good, and each day progressively coming to us today. I just want to see where I'm at this evening on after I've had my day going on. That's a good point there, Ed. I remember that some medicines do suppress our ability to dream, or we may still be dreaming, but the medicine suppresses our way of knowing that we're dreaming. I don't know how it's working, but I do know that there's some side effects of some stuff that you take, especially some antipsychotics can be that way, I think. Maybe some antidote. I don't know. I haven't took any medicine in years that probably affected me that way, so I don't know. I used to take there was a whole long time of experimenting with different types of combinations on mental health drugs. And then for so many years now, I haven't took anything. And now I still get depressed sometimes, and y'all know that. Anybody that's watched the channel for long enough, there's periods of time where I'll be very much less active and just not as much myself. And I think that's just part of the human element. Not every day is going to be like, it's not always just hunky dory, but how I choose to respond to how the day's going is going to make a difference. But yeah. I was beating on my bucket a minute ago and like kind of singing along. I made a little video. I just uploaded 2 of it. I was like, let's see, hold on. No, hold on. Are you gonna live? No, that's the beat I was doing. It's like, are you gonna live? Well, what you gonna say? Well, what you gonna say today? What you gonna do today? I don't know. I'm just messing around. Oh yeah, I imagine. Like I believe you, Ed, because as children we are more susceptible. Like when we come into this world, we're still closer to the other side than the more we age, we slowly forget. Like I for one believe truly we're born into this world with all of the knowledge we really need. It's just as an infant and growing up, and then at a certain point, through societal domestication, starting with your parents and then your school teachers or religious figures or political, as you're growing to where you condition, then you learn how to domesticate yourself. Now, this is stuff I learned by reading Toltec, about the Toltecs and stuff and the 4 agreements, the 5th agreement. But, what I'm saying is when a child is closer at a certain point early in age, you're still like, before people even can talk, they're probably more connected to the other side, still connected to the spirit realm. So I wouldn't doubt that, anyway. I've had, there's been a few times that I've had some sort of like out of body type experiences, but oftentimes that I've had those, I was, I was on certain substances like disassociatives and stuff, but I've worked a lot with I like disassociatives because it helps me to step outside of myself. Now, people can think whatever they want. I remember being really young and seeing that movie, based on that book, Out on a Limb by Shirley MacLaine, I think it was, but where she has her first out-of-body experience. And I remember I don't remember how old I was, but I remember my mom was big into her, and then we watched that made-for-TV movie, and I remember going to school and talking about that and talking about, like they say, if you learn to, whether you believe it or not, when you're leaving your body, like as far as astral type, like actually, that at some point you'd see some kind of cord that comes down and connects, keeps you connected. But yeah, I used to be like, there was a period I did go through reading about dreams, and like I've read about different what different things might mean in dreams. There's whole books on it, but you got to also realize that still a lot of that's just it's just interpretation a lot of times. Ultimately, I think it's going to depend on the individual and what the dream was and where they're at in their life and their understanding of something. Because there are times that we can read too much into something. trying to make more meaning out of something than there might be. Now that doesn't mean that there isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like even in everyday life, uh, I used to be like really like that, like always trying to connect, and now I'm more like when I see it, it's awesome, and I appreciate it, and I see the connections and the synchronicity. But when I don't, I'm still trying to just focus on the moment and not worry about if the reason that happened was because of this happening or that and there, because it kind of just happens. And let's see. Oh, it was mentioned. Now, I don't know who was here earlier, but it was brought up about the drones, going on all that crap in New Jersey. I was saying earlier, man, I truly think that it's all distraction. It's all something that's. Now, I'm just talking about just because it was talked about. It was brought up early on. One of the first people in the chat asked me if I'd seen them. I'm not trying to pay too much attention to it because it is what it is. But I personally believe it's somebody testing out equipment for something to come that we're not all going to be too happy about. But the thing is, I'm not supposed to worry about that kind of stuff. Like it's funny. Like I do still, even though I'm more elevated in the way I think about things, there is still times I'm concerned about things that shouldn't be. Even some of the most essential things. Like I know life goes easier if I'm not worried about any of it. Like don't worry about what I'm going to have for, like where's the food going to come from? Where's the money going to come? Where's this? Not trying not to worry about that kind of dumb stuff. So like the last thing I need to do is be caught up in something on the news that's not directly affecting me right now. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They didn't that balloon. They didn't just shoot it down automatically. I personally think that it's already been said this past year. I saw where it was coming up. There's Chinese spies on the inside of our own military, from what I understand. There's people that have been co-opted. So I would say what we're seeing is test runs on something that's being collaborated by the ones in our government with some outside governments. They're just getting things ready for when they come in. And I'm telling you, I don't know how long it's going to be, but when this goes down, I know this. I'm not going to say how I know it, but I know they already have a map. They have everything mapped out. They know what section of the country is going to be this type of government. There'll still be a small section of our country considered a free zone. Then there's going to be this. So you're going to have different people coming in, and all these people in government, they're all like thinking that they're shooting to try to still be like have a position in the new government wherever they're at. Like out in California and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like certain states, okay, that's going to be ran by this, and then these people. So you're saying, yeah, yeppers. Like I don't discuss a lot of that just because it's like, you know what I mean? Like I could do videos on it and everything, but I'm having a hard enough. Like I'm going to try to save that for the second channel, like eventually, but. Yeah, I seen that too about it being over his golf course and base and stuff. So personally, because they were saying Iran, then they said this and that. I think it's not just one particular country. Personally, I don't think it's UFOs, aliens. Not that I don't know that there are other entities in this universe that are watching us. I'm just meaning I don't think those things because the government, the fact that the government and the news are calling them drones tells you something. But they want, like, I don't know. I seen something where they said there's a police, I seen a headline about evidently there's some strange unidentifiable frequencies that they don't know. Well, okay. Yeah. Supposedly there's 3 different psyops going on right now to like try to keep certain things, you know what I mean, all leading up to January. All I know I can do, the best, like I said, the best thing I try to do is try to stay focused in the day I'm in. And I've been told for several years now by what guides me is that whenever if I'm still around when certain things happen, which is right now being shown to me that more than likely I will be, I'll be where I need to be when it all goes down. I don't know where that is. It might be right here. But what I'm saying is in those days, the best thing anybody can do is to trust in something bigger than them. Like I think even if I was a full on prepper and had like a bunch of land that I'd done bought and like I'm off grid and I had like all this food source and all that, when it all hits, anybody that's even thinks they're prepared, you're not going to be prepared no matter how prepared you think you are. It'll be something like unlike anybody's. I don't watch the news. I do that for you. But see, I don't watch the news, but I'm on YouTube quite a bit throughout the day. Just scrolling and watching stupid stuff. But, you know, I see the headlines on certain videos from channels I watch, and occasionally I catch some of them. But I for the most part, see, like I went through a whole, like when the pandemic happened, I already knew what was going on with that. But like, it was like, you just got like every day, even if I wasn't watching TV or nothing, I was just online. Any social media I was on, it was like boom, just bombardment of just like stuff you don't care to be. See, Mitchell McCall. Well, yeah, like that's what I'm saying is that's why I said I've been told to focus on my day and my moments that I'm in. Mitchell, what I'm saying if you were there and you heard me saying you have to have, it's basically boils down to you got to have the faith, and when things hit the fan, trust that you'll be where you need to be and you'll be guided to whatever, you know what I mean, no matter what we're going through. For me, that's what works. I don't try to like, you know what I mean, I'm not trying to like I don't ever try to force nothing, any opinions or thoughts like that to anybody, but I do share what I know, and it works for me, my experience. Because, you know, like this morning before I started, I was laying here and I just was giving thanks, being grateful. And then I was like, you know, the human part of me wanted to think, well, what am I going to do today? And then it's like, but this whole week I've just been going with whatever the Spirit's, and that it works better that way when I do that. It's only when I stop listening to instructions during my day that slowly but surely, each day that I stop listening and paying attention, or like focusing on like certain duties and things that are part of my routine, I get off balance. Before I know it, it's like, you know, like I alone can do nothing. Like if Grey Cloud thinks that he's in control of anything, he's pretty much, you know, like sometimes I'm not even in control of my own thoughts, you know. Hey, I appreciate you guys being here. And it's good to see you, though. BTS Army. Hi. Hey, how you doing? I'm trying to see if I recognize the name or not. Like, I don't know. Because sometimes there's people coming in the chat and you might be just now just finding the channel, or you may be subscribed. I don't know. Now, Ed, I know is subscribed. Some of the people I know for sure that are, or like I've communicated with on recently or regularly. But that's neither here or there. It doesn't matter. Like, if you're not subscribed, it's cool to just have someone in the chat. Yeah, I know, Mitchell. That's what I'm saying. I didn't disagree with you. I hope you understand that. I was trying to say, yeah, I agree. Well, like, you know, when I don't have, when I'm not, when I'm not, when I'm not communicating well with God and stuff, like I said, that's when things go. Like, it just slowly gets, like you get out of practice if you one day, like if you let one day go where like you didn't get up and do certain things that work for you, then the next day you don't. It's easy to get out of whack. Right. I'm not ashamed. If you watch any of the, I mean, oh, I'm just very grateful that this whole week's been a lot better than, it's been a really good week so far today. So good. It seems like I'm ending the week fairly well. And yep, I see you, Ed. That's my true intention is, like I'm not trying to, I don't know. On my other channel, Greycloudyday Thoughts, somebody had commented today on something that I'd titled a certain way yesterday. And anyway, I wasn't offended or anything. It wasn't like something heinous. It's just they had to come in and try to put their 2 cents worth, and I could tell by what they were saying. Like, they were saying, well, whatever, that I'm wrong and they're right and whatever. And it's like, it just like I thought I wasn't even trying to. It was a little inspirational short, just trying to share some joy with somebody, and it got me to thinking about why do so many people walk around thinking, oh, I imagine so. It's just I go with the if someone's not receptive to it, then I don't wait. I try not to waste too much of my like on my daily encounters. Like, I've learned over the years how to, when I'm out and about and I'm running into people, sometimes I could tell. Like, if the subject comes up, I could, like, if somehow I was able to say something referring to God and stuff, and someone's receptive, then we get to talking. But there's a lot of times that just in an everyday counter, even if I'm coming from a broader perspective, because like I have an open mind about things, I don't try to, but I do know what I know. What I'm getting at is sometimes, like if I can tell that someone just doesn't want to hear it, they don't want to hear how good your day's going because you feel blessed or because you're grateful for this or that. They don't want, like, they're not even open to even have a general conversation about it. Gospel equals singing. I used to go around walking and just singing out loud. There's a song that came to me years ago. Of course, I still have never got to sit down with anybody and have them help me really write to it, but it was called Everybody's Song anyway. It starts off like, it's early morning, and I'm finally loving this life. Just like I should have been the whole daggum time. It's a brand new day, and I'm finally loving this life. Just like each and every one of us should be all of the time. Yeah, I see you, Ed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in agreement that I know what I've been shown, and like when I'm speaking, when I'm here just with no camera on and I'm just talking, me and the source, I have a good communication, especially if I'm listening. It's like God, Big Kahuna. You'll often hear me refer to God as the Big Kahuna. I had somebody one time think that I was referring to some old ancient deity or thing that people were. No, if you look up the word Kahuna, it means chief, boss, the boss. Like I also like to say creator. Anyway. Because ultimately, I understand that no matter how many, there's nothing I can put or anybody else can put it into words to convince anybody of anything. I can share my experience. I can share that I know it to be real. That I've had. There's been times I've had. I've put in requests. Praying, not like this, like when I'm praying, I'm just talking. But like there's been times I've been in situations where I'm like, man, I could really use a ride right now. Say I was on a journey. Boom, 5 minutes later I get picked up, get in the vehicle. I start talking about, whoa, prayers get answered. The person driving goes, I've had people literally pick me up and go, I done passed by you. And then when I bring up, well, I had my prayer answered, they're like, well, I've done passed by you. I asked if I should turn around for you, and I got it the right, and they come back. So there's just some synchronicity there. It's like whether we have the exact same upbringing or not. Right. And I'm just saying that I agree with Mitchell, but I also agree with, like, I'm not trying to, well, I don't think y'all think I'm trying to do anything other than just be Grey Cloud. Oh, and then the first verse of the song was, let me see. So you go like, everybody should, I'm loving my life just like each and every one of us should be all the time. Then it's like, my dear mother said dreams could come true. I stopped believing, but now I know what to do. Listen up. This song was shared with me to give to all of you. And then it goes back into the, hey, nature girl. It's good to see you in alive. I didn't know. Yeah, I've done a few lives earlier this week and stuff, but I know sometimes when I'm going live, you're probably at work and stuff. Well, I was just sharing that was that's the first verse. The song starts off with like I haven't done a video of it and just sang it and then I probably should do that, but it's like there's a whole concept behind it. Like originally when the song came to me, I was washing dishes at my friend Carl's, and it was the first day of probation. This was years ago in Tennessee, and it was a Tuesday morning, and I was like, it's Tuesday morning, and I'm finally loving my life. But then it evolved as the day went, and a few days later to like it's early morning, and then like then the name of the song is Everybody's Song, and it's because it was, anyway. There's parts of it that's like the second verse can be, it's a little bit of a downer, but it always picks you back up. Like the second verse is, every day you wake up is a miracle. Some people laugh at me. Others call Gray Cloud a fool. But life is what you make it, and I no longer lie. I don't know how many times I sat and cried, boxed in someone else's corner, or wishing I could die. Not anymore. And it's time to share with you why. And then it would come back into, it's a brand new day, and I'm finally loving my life, just like we all should be, all of the time. Now, this is all like, I hear it done in so many different forms. If I could get with the right person, I hear it more like a southern rock, a little bit of a slow kind of, but it's like steady. But I see it being able to be done in any form. Like you could do a rap version, you could do a metal version, a rock version, bluegrass, all that. Anyway, that's part of the idea. Then you would come back, the very last, like the ending of the song is, it goes through the way it starts. It's early morning. Here's the thing, if you were doing it live, like if it was the afternoon and I'm doing it live, I'd be like, it's early afternoon. Every day I wake up, I put on my makeup. But, yeah, that could be, couldn't it? But, anyway, what I was saying is, so it comes to that, it says, and I got to change it up and stuff, but when we get to it's like everybody should love, just like everybody should be all the time. Then you would come to, now I want to thank each and every one of you for being who you are. And knowing his eyes and mine, we see every one of you as stars. So the next time you're feeling down and the next time you're feeling blue, just know that this song was shared with Grey Cloud to give to all of you because it is everybody's song and you can do no wrong. So take it and roll with it and make it your own. This is everybody's song. So take it and roll with it and make it your own. Now, the reason I picked the beat up, like the whole first part of the song would be kind of like a little bit slower pace. When it gets to telling everybody it's everybody's song, it's going to pick up. And the whole reason it would be everybody's song is that because when the Spirit presented that, gave me the gift of these words, it's me sharing a little bit personal experience. Like, the first line of the song, my dear mother said dreams could come true. I stopped believing, but now I know what to do. But I think it's relatable, especially in the second verse where you talk about feeling like you're boxed in someone else's corner, which, like there's been so many times in my life I felt like I was, and I wanted, like, I was in and out, I've been in hospital and stuff, but no more. And it's like, it's time to share with people, like, even though I have bad days and sometimes I get funky, beat the bucket. That sounds good. I was enjoying that, like, let's see, might not do any words. I appreciate y'all being here. Let's see. I like just, sometimes you've seen me beat on the bucket and I'll just chant. Like not saying any words, just almost like kind of like a little, almost making that sounds like if I was a Native American or something, Now, hey, Gideon. We were talking about dreams just a little bit ago. I was telling everybody that you had said you was interested in knowing what I thought, which I discussed that, but we can discuss it here in a few. I don't know how long you'll be here. I'm glad you were able to at least stop by. I was. Let me be on bucket just a few more minutes. Sometimes it's just like well, to me, I feel like it's something primal coming out of me when I'm chanting that way. Like I'm not always just beating on a bucket and do it. Like I've been in my house and just start like. Sometimes I just make up words and I'm singing because I'm a writer too. But sometimes it'll just be like sounds coming out. Like when I was in a band before years ago. Well, I mean I've been in a couple bands, but we all have hard times and are stronger for it. Yeah, I was saying this earlier, like, it's on how I choose to, like, how do I react to what I'm thinking is a bad day? Because if the day ain't going so well, if I'm reacting to it poorly, it can make it a lot worse. If I can accept that, hey, this is as good as it's going to get today, sometimes it's easier to move through it. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you that come into the chats or even watch. Teresa was here earlier, Nature Girl. I haven't seen Victoria and all you guys. And Gideon, if you're still there, yeah, we were discussing, or I brought up the dreams that I was saying, well, Ed, for one, was saying that he don't really remember dreams or he don't think he dreams anymore and he thinks it could be medication. I was talking about some medications, they do have that list as a side effect. You may not experience dreaming as much. Like, I don't know what is going on there. So I don't know if the medication is actually making it where you don't dream or you just don't realize you're dreaming. Because I even know people that ain't on medication that'll swear they don't dream. Where I've seen scientific research that says that even people that think they're not dreaming, like other than if you're on medication, that more than likely they are dreaming at some point in the night. They just don't remember it. They just don't know it. Yeah, this too shall pass. Well, Ed asked, but I was just thinking about, I'm just trying to cover what, because Gideon said if he was here, so I was just like touching base back on the dreams because we talked about it earlier. I've kind of, good news. This phone that I'm using, it is on the hotspot right now, but I got the email with the code. This old phone is unlocked now. So now all I got to do is go. I'll probably try to do that today because the sooner I get it done, I'll get the SIMS card. I can contact my Total Verizon. And they said for 99 cents, I can keep my old Sims kit, and they'll send me a card to put into this phone, and then instructions. And then when I get that done, it'll have my phone number and all that on there. And this phone I'll be using until I get another. Like I'm going to make it my main phone, but this phone I will be able to just do live streaming straight from my data, like I was able to do. Hey, there's Victoria, guys. I was just mentioning that I hadn't seen you there in here. So what I was getting at is hopefully I can get this done hopefully I can remember to get that in the works so they can get that mailed out, and next week I can get that SIMS card. Then I can do whatever I got to do here, put it in there. I got to keep that email so I have that number. And once that's done, I won't be like as concerned about burning up the hotspot. Because I contacted the Verizon the other day. contacted Verizon the other day, and so I had them refund. I bought 5 extra gigabytes of data last month, thinking that it would go to my hotspot. Well, it ain't Verizon per se. I'm dealing with the total prepaid plan from Verizon. It's owned by Verizon, but it does differently. So apparently, I can either do the plan I have that gives me 10 gigabytes of hotspot, or I can do an extra $10 a month plan that would give me 20 gigabytes of hotspot. But there's no way of just buying extra gigabytes for my hotspot. They don't do that. And I'm like, well, that's stupid. Why can't I just, like, if I got a mobile hotspot, how come I can't just add some more? Like, I'll just pay out some more, you know? But I'm going to get all that situated. Like I said, this phone here that was a boost is unlocked now, so I can move forward in getting that stuff. And see, I'm glad that you guys are all being nice to each other. But yeah, Gideon, I've had the tendency to think sometimes in dreams maybe we're going to other places. Not every time. I don't know if that's the thing every time, but I have seriously thought that I wasn't just dreaming before, but I was actually. There's been times that I've literally felt that I was somewhere else, like I knew I was. And I also brought up lucid dreaming earlier, like becoming aware, like being conscious inside the dream. And every time that it had, like I've not had much, like every time I have kind of become conscious, and it doesn't take, like it seems like it's only moments after I realize that I'm in. Oh, wait a minute, I'm asleep. This is just a dream. It's not long after that I wake up, and it's like, gosh. But it takes practice if you want to be able to be consciously aware of your dream that you're in, which I haven't practiced or tried to do in so many years. A lot of the times that it happened that I became had that experience of being conscious, like I said, it would just kind of, and a lot of times it was like I wasn't even trying. It was just I would be having such a vivid dream that I became conscious of it. I was aware of it, and there was things I was doing in it, and then I'd wake up. But I was also saying that, like according to Toltec wisdom, the Toltecs believe that the main function of the mind is to dream. That's what I'm saying. Like I've had many experiences where I've done it, but it seemed like I tried it, practicing some. There was a period where it was coming to me pretty easy, but a lot of the times it was just kind of happening. Like it wasn't something I intentionally. If I'd worked with it more, I think it would have become you. All right. From what I understand, now whether you believe it or not, but I tend to believe the people that I've read, like the people I've read about this type of stuff, you know. But of course, how would you know if you're not in the dream itself? And then also aware of it, you know. That would be interesting. That would be something I've always thought. Is it possible for a person in their sleep, like, have they done experiments? Are you able to go in? Two people asleep, can one enter into another person's dreams and they consciously know it? That would be something. That'd be kind of cool. And then, of course, I was talking about symbolism in dreams. There's lots of books about it, but it's like, you know, it's still all open to interpretation. So I was saying I think it's going to be based on each person and based on their life experience, how in tune they are with things, you know, because I think some dreams are messages from the other side, you know, the spirit world. Now, I'm not saying that every dream that you might have is that way. I hope I ain't boring you guys. I haven't looked at what time it is. Hold on a minute. What the heck? Oh, okay. 12:27. I'm gonna check something real quick on this phone. Uh, so my package that I've been waiting on is finally out for delivery today. Well, I just think about it like I was saying earlier when I started this chat or this live that if there's any time you ever do find me live and if you come in and it seems like I'm like way off the map on something, I always feel like you can chime in and try to. I like to have people that'll pull me back into center, you know? Like, if I'm maybe going off on a tangent, which, especially if it's about something that, excuse me. So it's changed now from I should get the package, it was saying I should get the package between 12:15 and 4 something, and now it's saying between 4:30 and 5:30. But that could be any time. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you had to excuse me. I just had a cramp. I gotta get some more water. Plus, I'm gonna turn my heater off. I'm gonna stay on for a little while longer because I'm really enjoying this, and there's several of you guys in here. So just hold on. I don't know how much longer I'll stay on here, but we're like a little over an hour. And like I said, I'm still trying to be mindful until I get everything up and running on the, like I said, with the Sims card. But things are going so well right now. I don't know if you agree or not, but I think this live is going pretty well. Let me see what Ed just said. Monkey napping. That's cool. Ed, I appreciate you bringing a little bit of like, you know, like making a funny. Everything ain't always got to be serious, does it? Oh. Oh. You need to go out, girl? You go out? Oh. You go out? Go on now. I gotta go back in the room. Go on out. Go out. You don't want to go out? You want to go out? Go out. You don't want to go out yet? Okay, there you go. Oh. Oh. Okay, guys. I also let little big girl out. Oh. Let's see. I was going to show y'all that. If y'all didn't see the shorts I made, I painted this in the green yesterday with the little bit of the But then this morning I took a little gray and like kind of grayed out the white in between these two, and then did these crosses. I don't know. I'm not like a really good visual, like as far as art, which art is subjective anyway, but I was just happy yesterday that I was even remote. Like I had my headphones on and something inspired me to just grab a paintbrush. And I got this I had this canvas and another one that I've been meaning to do something with for months. And I just hadn't. I kind of got it. I was there for a minute. I was on there was months, like probably back when it was warmer weather, there was a period of time where I was really getting into just, whether it was a piece of paper or a little canvas I have or something, just trying my hand at something creative outside of just writing. I like to, I'm not really good at drawing and stuff, but I do like to mess. Like every once in a while, have a. It's fun to just explore. It's more for myself than anything. You can only draw stick people. Well, I can do a little more, but I'm not. As far as like, I guess practice would make it better. Like I have, I don't know. When I started messing with some paintings and stuff, or painting this past year, you know what I mean? Like I had some acrylic paints and stuff that I was using to when I was trying to learn some customization of my action figures, which I'm not doing anymore. And I haven't bought any kind of new action figure or nothing in a long time. Probably, I told myself yesterday, I don't plan on it anytime soon. I'm actually long overdue on sending a box of stuff to a friend in Tennessee. I hate it when have had something that I should have done for months. He didn't ask for none of it, but I'm just sending some of the stuff for him to take care of and use and customize and use for anything he wants. Yeah, I got another. It's been good this week. Like for me, I've just been each day has progressively led to me feeling in a more like whether it be doing more videos this week, because I've done. I did a couple of lives earlier in the week. And then I did. Then every day, like I'm at least doing a few shorts, and knocking out, at least my normal morning video for this channel. And then I've done a couple of things for Grey Cloud's Thoughts this week also, which is Grey Cloud's Thoughts has gained a couple of subscribers over the past few days. I think it's at 18 subscribers right now. The only thing I hate about being on YouTube is that as we grow, like if YouTube's so much more restricting on some of the things you talk about. Like if I was to really get into detail on some of the stuff, like I don't want to, there's enough channels that covers a lot of stuff that's like out there, but I know if I really wanted to speak my mind on some things, could run the risk. You know what I mean? That's why for this channel, I've always kind of kept it more to, now if I have an opinion about it, or I kind of know, like I was talking about earlier, the drone thing, I shared what I think is going on. And I think there's somebody in cahoots and they're preparing, they're testing things out and, to round up people. Hopefully there'll be enough resistance. But have you seen them videos of all them thousands of drones, those small ones being controlled in some other country? I don't know if it was China or what. I believe that everything that's going on in China for the past 100 years has been experimentation for them to infiltrate and apply whatever they've learned and how to control mass people over there into the whole world. Yeah, it's like, of course, I'm more of a painter with words, but I still like sometimes it's been a few weeks since I've just wrote anything like talking about like stream of consciousness type writing. No, I haven't seen it. Well, I'm a drummer, like I played drums. I'm not the best drummer in the world, but if I had a drum set, I can make beats and I knew how to keep a beat. And you know what I mean? I wasn't a technical drummer, but I knew I could keep a solid beat and it went with what we were playing. But I mean, when I write something new, like a lot of the writing I've done lately is just when I'm on X. something will come to me and I just like I'll just start and it just like flows. Then I'll screenshot it, share it in the community, and then after I've gotten so many built up in my phone, screenshotted, because it's sometimes I'm writing pretty frequent, and then sometimes I might go a span of time. I'll go back through my screenshots, and then I've got a notebook where I'm taking and putting it all down in a notebook, and then I write it. I can most of the time when I'm screenshotted, I can see what time of day I wrote it, what date, and then I put an X beside it because I'm documenting all of this was particularly written while I was actually on the social media and just letting it come to me. Yeah, I beat on my bucket earlier before I recorded anything, and then I recorded. I got a video that's uploading there. And then yesterday, I think, I painted a little, and then I beat on the bucket a tad, I think. But I'm wanting to you talking about for drumming or percussion? I used to know somebody. If you're talking about that, Ed, in Victoria, you write poetry. Well, that's what the stuff. A lot of the stuff I write is kind of poetic. It's not necessarily rhyming poetry. Now I can do that sometimes, but that's why I just say stream of consciousness, like where you just put the pen down. Like if it's a pen in my paper, or if my fingers, which I only, on a phone, it's like this. Oh, excuse me. All of a sudden, I got kind of oh, excuse me. Oh gosh. Give me a second. Oh. Yeah, whether you can or not right now, I don't know. Maybe you're just all of a sudden I had like a kind of like a my stomach got a little nauseous feeling, and then I was like lightheaded. Sometimes I get that way when I'm getting just because I'm like I'm a little bit just excited because everything's going all right. It was like I was in mid sentence, and all of a sudden, you ever had that happen? Like I felt a rush of like, and then my stomach was like, ooh, and which I haven't ate. I ate an apple, but for the most part, I'm trying. Like it's about time for me to eat. I've been getting back into like I haven't been real strict on it, but this week I've been doing a lot better about not having a meal or my first actual what I call a meal until around 11, 12, or after 12, like between 12 and 1. I'm trying to get into the pattern, like at least intermittent fasting for health wise. Well, like I was saying, all I've ate was I'd had a cup of coffee. I took some stuff it's a supplement called PEA, which helps with concentration and stuff like that. But anyway, then I ate an apple, and but what I was saying is I've been trying to work on getting back where I really don't eat until closer to midday. But I ate that apple just to kind of give me something on. Plus, I took an antibiotic earlier. I need to take another one. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing, Ed, Victoria's saying she entered a competition years ago, but she's a little shy. So I don't know. I figure that's up to if she wanted to share, she's able to, and if not, but we can figure that out some other. I don't know. Anyway, Oh, I entered a. I remember years ago entering a contest and like got some kind of placement in it. It wasn't like top. I don't know. I got enough. Somehow it ended up. I think it was all like. It kind of sucked because supposedly it was going to be printed in a big anthology of different people that entered and all that kind of stuff. And the only way that, like just my one poem being in that book, it's not like you got a free book out of it. I would have had to bought it and stuff. I wasn't going to just, I don't know. But I know that somewhere in some book that got printed, there was at least one of my poems or things. And if y'all had, I had that little. I used to every time I used to meet people because I used to be my official title before it was Sage of the Eternal Moment was the gift giving scribe, and I was that for years. Like because I'm a writer. Also, I was big on like carrying like little weird things around, like just stones or sometimes a bunch of Hot Wheels, and like with Hot Wheels, I'd reach in a bag and be like, if you were a car to people I'm just randomly meeting, I'm like, this is the kind of car you'd be, and I'd give them like a cool gift, just trying to make people's life happy or like bring a smile to someone. But after I became Grey Cloud, it was when you're introducing yourself, like say for instance, I'm sure y'all seen the short where I've said this or I put it on the words up there. But if you see a gray cloud in the sky, know that I'm nearby, for I've been there from the very start, right there in the heart. Um, which was it's like my way of saying, we've always known each other, whether you know it or not. We come from the ether to be here in the physical, and not everybody believes that, but yeah, we can figure out how to do that. I don't know. I don't know how. I think it's cool that we're all just having a good little moment here. I appreciate you guys being here. Uh, I'm trying to think of what else. As you can see, that's what you believe. Yeah, I was thinking that Victoria, you might be taking a break from homeschooling right now. Let's see. That's what I believe, Great Cloud. Oh yeah, like what I just said. That whether you know it or not, we come from the same place. We're spirit manifesting flesh. I mean, don't let me. Uh, I don't like to. Well, I don't mind sharing what I know for myself to be true. It's just I do know some people might take me as a loon, but I wouldn't expect any other thing. Ether. I spell it like ether. Ether. Like ethereal. Isn't ethereal ETHE? Or maybe you're right. Hold on. I think you just or wait. You got me wondering. Ethereal is ETHERAL, isn't it? Yeah, I used to have this apron. When I was in Morgan, in North Carolina, I'd wear this apron all around when I'd walk around town. I'd have marbles in it. I'd have different gemstones. I'd have like uh, I would write little small notes, or I'd carry a little notepad and I'd write down little like you're not alone, or you are loved, and I just like randomly. It might be some people I knew and some people I didn't know, but I'd carry these marbles and I'd ask people for fun. Like I'd be like, if you've lost any of your marbles, I got some for if you need a few extra, And it was always like it was a way to interact with people and maybe some people didn't take well to it. Let me tell you, there's sometimes you can go about your day trying to spread random acts of kindness, and you'll run into a lot of people that aren't receptive to that either. Just like when we were talking about the whole God thing, there's been plenty of people that you bring up the word God, and you might even be talking on a broader sense, but they just shut it down. They don't care if you're talking about a universal consciousness or a Christ or a Muhammad or whatever. They don't want to hear it, whatever. And that's their right. Well, we're all star material, from my understanding. We're all starlight. Like, hold on. Yeah, Ether. And then ethereal would be Ethereal. Interesting. It says here there's one of the meanings or something that says extremely delicate and light in a way that seems too perfect for this world. Right. I've just heard. Hey, I appreciate it, but guys, I think. Uh, oh, and Gideon, I know you're being patient with me. I have not forgot about you on getting them books out in the mail, but you already know there's things that go on in our day, and you told me just whenever I get it out and done. I'm just letting you know, since you're in the chat, that the latest, like, I may have to wait to the next, which will be, like, my goal is to try. I was hoping to get it out before Christmas. It probably won't come out. It'll be like right after Christmas, hopefully that week, right after Christmas. I'll be able to. I want to try to have it all ready so that as soon as on my payday, I take it with me, and whoever's running me around, I stop at the post office. Your girl called you and said she was upset with someone. So she needed to talk, I guess. It's always good to have someone like you guys. Like when I do go live, a lot of the times it's just to work out some of the anxiousness or whatever. But thank God that I ain't been feeling that lately. Like the other day, I had a little bit of anxiety. Like there was a small, brief window that it came, but it was cold that day, but the sun was out, so I'd go out dressed right and I'd walk around in the yard, or I'd take down the side road here, and you know what I mean. Then I'd come back and just kind of like try to. I don't know where it was coming from, but it just kind of like. It just came, but I am going to work on. I'm going to try to wrap this up so that because the way that whole thing that happened to me just a minute ago, where I felt a little weird, like I think it might have been me. It might have been my body telling me, "Hey, it might be about time to start making something." And I'm thinking about making like a hamburger patty or something or two. So I don't know yet. I still got some chicken that David gave me that I can just make into a sandwich. Just like chicken pork. I got a little bit. I can just do that without cooking anything. Yeah, I think I'm in this here and then eat a little something and then just like I probably will lay down for a second, like not necessarily sleep because I slept pretty good last night, but maybe just like do a little surfing on YouTube or whatever, you know. Hey, thanks for being here, and it's good to see you, Nature Girl. It's good to see you, Ed. It's good to see you, Victoria. Uh, Bleed Blue was here earlier. I called him Blue Beetle earlier. I didn't mean to. There was somebody else I didn't recognize, Mitchell. I suspect there's several people that, well, it's showing 5 people, and I just named off 3 that I know have been interacting. Victoria, Nature Girl, and Ed, I know for sure they're, now it's saying 6. So whoever's still there, I'm just appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And let's end it now. And hopefully, like I said, I'm going to try to remember to get that thing, that Sims kit ordered. So next week I can be going live as much as I want to. So let me sign off here. Until next time, you guys, I love each and every one of you. And you know how I say it. This is Grey Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment. Over and out. Ditto.